Well, good afternoon and welcome to another video from Coaster World. Now obviously, as I've said before, we don't just do coasters, we don't just do theme parks, we're about attractions. And I've come today to a place which is the oldest building in the whole of Merseyside, Birkenhead Priory, which has been here since 1050 and is also, believe it or not, the birthplace of the famous Mersey ferry. So the Priory's got a little bit of a museum here which can show the history of the Priory. And it was founded by the Benedictine monks back in 1150, not 1050 like I said before. That's what it would have looked like when it was up and running. So here at Birkenhead Priory is the grave of John Laird. John Laird is an icon in Birkenhead, and really Birkenhead would not be the same if it wasn't for him. He was the older brother of MacGregor Laird, who was a famous British explorer, and John Laird was also one of the first people to construct ships from iron. And next to Birkenhead Priory, as you can see, there's a big ship there, is the famous Camel Laird shipyard. Famous ships such as HMS Ark Royal were built in that shipyard, and they're currently doing the Royal Auxiliary Fleet as we speak, which is what that ship is there, right on the banks of the River Mersey. The Chapter House is a Grade 2 listed building, and it was actually completely restored back in 2005. Now we can go inside here, or should be able to. It's actually still consecrated to the ground, and church services are still held here to this day. Wasn't expecting anyone to be behind the door.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go.
It's okay, thanks.
There you are. There we go. Thank you.
So behind here, I always thought was going to be a confession box, but in fact, it's just storage. It's like a cleaning cupboard. It's a Dyson Hoover. But I just love that ceiling. That is an amazing architecture. This is St Mary's Tower, and this was built in 1821, which formed part of the very first parish of Birkenhead. It's a Grade 2 listed building, and we can go straight to the top and have a look at the view from the top. So within the tower we can actually see a lot of the work that was carried out in the restoration of this building. This went on for years, and as you can see, you know, there's a lot of new sandstone been added, and we'll actually be able to see the new sandstone when we get up the top. Also, this tower also has a bit of a memorial to HMS Thetis, which, as you may know, it actually sank in Liverpool Bay in 1939, killing everybody on board. 99, well, not everybody, but 99 people out of 103 on board were killed. And as we go up the stairs to this, there are plaques with the names of all the seamen that were killed. So we'll make our way up the stairs all the way to the top. So one of the first things we start seeing is this pendulum, which was for the clock, and there is still the bell at the top, which we will be ringing. And there we have one of the mechanisms for the back of one of the clock faces, and there would have been 3. There's the other one over there, and then there's one on the other side there, but we don't have one on this side. It's all been painstakingly restored. It's just unfortunate that it's not actually operating, so we can't see the mechanisms actually working. But we can have an idea. Okay, so we are now as far as we can go up the tower. There's the spire all the way up there. And here is the bell. And you may recall I did say we were going to ring the bell. Well, here goes. If I can just pull this back. That was loud. Okay, so we can come out here onto the outside of the tower now, looking over the River Mersey. There's a cruise ship in over there, and these are the famous dry docks of Laird. Here's one of the ships that will come in for repair, which is the Fort Victoria of the Royal Fleet Auxiliary. There's another Fleet Auxiliary ship over there, and this red ship over there has actually just been built. It's still being under construction now, which is called the RSS Sir David Attenborough. It was actually entered into a competition to name it, and it was originally going to be called Boaty McBoatface, but they decided against having that name. And yeah, it's going to be a research ship, so it'll probably visit the likes of the Antarctic and places like that. And then looking over all the way across Birkenhead, and in 1318 Edward II actually visited Birkenhead Priory, where he actually granted a license to the Benedictine monks who were actually here, and gave them the license to operate the famous ferry across the Mersey. Now, I don't know if you can quite make out, but over there, just above my finger, is the Birkenhead ferry terminal. Over there, and just about there, is the Seacombe ferry terminal. And if we turn around, no, you can't quite see it from here. Somewhere down there, which you can't quite see, is actually the Woodside ferry terminal. But just down there somewhere, there's actually the original slipway, which is called Monk's Ferry. And they used to basically, people used to come here because obviously there was no tunnels, no bridges. Liverpool didn't exist how it does now. And the people used to come here wanting to cross the Mersey, and the monks would put them up if the weather was bad. And once the weather was good enough, you used to get out a rowing boat and actually row them across the Mersey for a toll. Well, that's basically it from Birkenhead Priory. Just so you're aware, this place is free entry, and there is free parking available as well at the rear of the building. If you do want to come and visit, obviously just check the opening times. They do have like funny days. I think they're not open Monday and Tuesday, and they don't open till like 1 o'clock. It is run by volunteers, but yeah, if you want to come and visit, then pay it a visit. As I say, the oldest building in Merseyside, and there is a little bit more, but it's actually closed today. There are other bits like memorials to certain ships and things like that, and museums within the grounds, but they're all closed, so I can't really show you in there today. But yeah, it's an interesting little thing to, you know, kill an hour or so if you're in the area. And you know, it's obviously full of history. One of the areas which I can't show you today, there is like dressing up in that for kids as well. They can dress up in the old style clothing, and there's colouring in competitions and things like that going on. And you can also come and have a cup of tea and things like that here. So thanks for watching. If you want to see more like this, let me know down below. We are going to Blackpool tomorrow, so there will be some rides coming, which I know most of you are all looking for, mostly. But I say, in the meantime, these are just some like little filler things, like the castles and things like that, because we do attractions as well as just theme parks. So we'll see you tomorrow from Blackpool.